ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा अपरैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय सुखब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादृशिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिवक्तजनेभ्यो अत्यादृशिभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रदेवताभ्यो मत्स्यादिवतारेभ्यो नमः। श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ओं श्री माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। श्री आद्यशंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Chant from 23. निर्विण्णस्य विरक्तस्य पुरुषस्योक्तवेदिनः मनस्त्यजति दौरात्म्यं चिन्तितस्यानुचिन्तया यमादिभिर्योगपथैः आन्वीक्षिक्या च विद्यया ममार्चोपासनाभिर्वा नान्यैर्योग्यं स्मरेन्मनः यदि कुर्यात् प्रमादेन योगी कर्मभिगर्हितं योगेनैव दहेदं हः नान्यत्तत्र कदाचन स्वे स्वेधिकारे या निष्ठा सगुणः परिकीर्तितः कर्मणां जात्यशुद्धानाम् अनेन नियमः कृतः गुणदोषविधानेन संगानां त्याजनेच्छया जातश्रद्धो मत्कथासु निर्विण्णः सर्वकर्मसु वेददुःखात्मकान् कामान् परित्यागेऽप्यनीश्वरः ततो भजेत मां प्रीतः श्रद्धाळुर्दृढनिश्चयः जुषमाणश्च तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन् प्रोक्तेन भक्तियोगेन भजतो मासकृन्मुनेः कामा हृदया नश्यन्ति सर्वे मयि हृदि स्थिते भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि मयि दृष्टेऽखिलात्मनि तस्मात् मद्भक्तियुक्तस्य योगिनो वै मदात्मनः न ज्ञानं न च वैराग्यं प्रायः श्रेयो भवेदिह यत्कर्मभिर्यत्तपसा ज्ञानवैराग्यतश्च यत् योगेन दानधर्मेण श्रेयोभिरितरैरपि सर्वं मद्भक्तियोगेन मद्भक्तो लभतेऽञ्जसा स्वर्गापवर्गं मद्धाम कथञ्चित् यदि वाञ्छति न किञ्चित् साधवो धीरा भक्ता हेकान्तिनो मम वाञ्छन्त्यपि मया दत्तं कैवल्यमपुनर्भवम् नैरपेक्षं परं प्राहुः निःश्रेयसमनल्भगं तस्मात् निराशिषो भक्तिः निरपेक्षस्य मे भवेत् न मय्येकान्तभक्तानां गुणदोषोद्भवा गुणाः साधूनां समचित्तानां बुद्धेः परमुपेयुषाम् एवमेतान्मयादिष्टान् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मे पथः क्षेमं विन्दन्ति मत्स्थानं यद्ब्रह्म परमं विदुः। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे विंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ कृष्णप्रियं सकलकल्मषनाशनं च मुक्त्येकहेतुमिह भक्तिविलासकारी सन्तः कथानकमिदं पिबतादरेण लोके तीर्थपरिशीलनसेवया किम् अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अफाललोचनः शम्भो भगवान् बादरायणाः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। In this loving heart, deeply remembering all the Bhagavata Acharyas, all the Acharyas who are there in the Bhagavata Purana, and all avatars, bhaktas, let us salute. Our special salutations to Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan Krishna. We also salute Shukadevji, Vedavyasji specially, and our salutations to our own Guru Parampara. It is their kind grace alone which is slowly opening up our intellects for the higher goal, understanding which alone we rise above from the lower level of life and get into the great path of liberation. May the Lord Gurus continue blessing us. In this 20th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna, how wonderfully, through Uddhavaji teaching all the sadhakas, what exactly the sadhya vastu, the Lord to be known, and the sadhana to be done also, along with all preparations and qualifications, tirelessly, kindly, compassionately, repeatingly, encouragingly, inspiringly, very touchingly, lovingly, Bhagavan is going on teaching us. In the yesterday's class, we saw कि सांख्येन सर्वभावानां प्रतिलोम अनुलोमतः भवाप्यौ अनुध्यायेत मनः यावत् प्रसीदति. This is another technique by which the mana is made prasanna. The prasannata of the mana is listening to us. The mana, when we listen to us who are seeking the truth, will focus only on the truth. It will not go back into its old ruts of habits or vasanas. So what is to be done is pratilomanulomena bhavapyau dhyan anudhyayetu. Through the pratiloma anuloma prakriya of how the world is manifesting from the causal most to the grossest, so too the upadhis with which I am seeing this world also are manifest from the causal to the subtlest. See, the outer world is from Paramatma, the Maya, the Mahatattva, then the Ahankara, then from that the entire Devatas and the Upadis and the Jiva Bhavas and all the Vastus, Dehas are made. Same way in us also, from my own inner conscious self only, when it is not known, from that avidya only, the chitta is getting manifested. In the chitta only, the manabuddhi ahankara getting manifested. In manabuddhi only, through the kalpana, the entire world gross subtle with all variants is manifested. तो उपाधियां भी परमात्मा से निकले हैं यहाँ, वहाँ विश्व भी परमात्मा से निकला है. Again, at the time of pralaya or when we want to merge back, roll back into Paramatma, this is how through laya prakriya everything goes back. And this is continuously happening. Therefore, nothing is permanent. Therefore, nothing is important. Therefore, nothing should be important. Therefore, nothing should be conditioning us. Nothing we should hold on to. This way, when the mind gets conviction, that mind will be prasidati. And this is an idea given. On that, you can go on building the thing. As we said yesterday, any of our relativities, any of our interactions, any of our positions, all of them also have through our pratiloma anuloma paddhati, the bhava and appya. Bhava is creation, appya is dissolution. Everything comes and goes, nothing remains permanent. Therefore, what is samsara? Trying to make the temporary as permanent. That is samsara. Another part is the permanent Paramatma not knowing. The two types of samsara we must understand come out of it. And when the temporary is going on, changing to get destroyed, get disappeared, we should have the wholehearted acceptance of that. Not even little of objection, little of question, little of attachment, little of the thought that can it be otherwise. If we have, that will be binding us. In fact, when one comes to this level of maturity, he will not have any of his own personal will. His personal will is totally surrendered at the will of the divine. The will of the divine, when we surrender to, the divine will divert our attention towards the permanent. And luckily, the permanent truth is so infinitely blissful that when you get it, we will feel ki this I should have started from beginning to search out. Anyway, better late than never. There I durustai. Good, at least now I have realized it. When we surrender our will to the Lord, Lord will turn our attention towards the law, the self truth. When we discover our inner own self, the fulfillment is so complete. We will definitely that time know that even if we have not given up the world, if we ran with the world behind world, even all the three worlds ownership we get, still that completeness would have not come to us. That's what Arjuna says in Gita. कि यच्चौहमुच्छोषम इंद्रियाणाम अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धम राज्यम सुराणाम अभिच अधिपत्य. Even if I get the adipatya on the suraloka and entire bhumi is under my control, I feel that this dukkha will not go. That which is torturing me, burning me, or drying me off. Because this is born out of the ajnana, out of moha, out of the raga dvesha adi. That won't go wherever you go. So they're all very beautiful thoughts. So bhava payau, anuloma, pratiloma, these words you remember. And what is told in them is through the process of causal coming to grass to causal, how the bhava and apyaya is going on happening. That's how we should not attach to any temporary. Then when we withdraw from temporary, then only the mind becomes nischala. Nischala mana is no mana. You will see the permanent self there. That's the whole question and whole point thought in discussion. We have to discover finally truth, which is unchanging, eternal. But that is not being seen by us because we are bound in the continuously changing world. And what is the bondage? Wanting it to changeless, to be changeless. But it is not happening. So we try one after the other thing. Drop all of that. With every failure in life, with every disappointment in life, with every cheating we get from the people, or any breach of faith, or anybody, whatever happens, every one of them should add to the vairagya in us. Finally, we should say, nothing of this world, none of this world I want. That type of nirveda, that type of vairagya. Then the life looks to be very empty. Into that empty looking life, when you focus on the Guru, Lord, Shastra, slowly the true thing starts getting filled into, in the form of listening to Shastra, in which you know the glory of Bhagavan, devotion to Bhagavan, and glory of the truth and meditation and experience of the truth. Thus, a pure, uncontaminated sadhaka in us will do the sadhana, bhakti, and jnana to reach the siddhi of mukti. This is how we have to live. So manaha yavat prasidati. That's the thing. So manaha prasanna is no more mana is doing any zidd. Yeah, I want this, I want that, and whatever I have, it should always remain the same. दोनों, वो नहीं है तो ये चाहिए, ये ऑलरेडी है तो रुकना चाहिए, ये रुक कर ये हमेशा उसी तरह से हमें सुख प्रेम देना है. ये सब illusion is not delusion. It won't possible. It won't be. Clear? Now comes the next equally important shloka, which is Nirvinnasya viraktasya purushasya vedinaha manastyajati dauratmyam chintitasya anuchintaya. Just now we explained what is Nirveda and also Virakti. Virakti is learned from the Nachiketas or Hanumanji's examples. Everything is around freely available, and Dehendriya Manobuddhi are fully fit, and yet being in search of the permanent truth, we are not indulging in any of these things. This is called a virakti. Out of compulsion, because I have a disease or I am not able to get it, giving up the things is not virakti. विरक्ति मीन्स है सब कुछ, लेकिन इसमें वो वाला सूक्ष्म आनंद नहीं है, बहुत स्थूल है. दैट विरक्ति. Like we attach to people and we have to covet them, we have to make them so much happy to get the happiness or love reciprocated from them. You should get virakti about this all. Then, on the other hand, the love towards the Lord, devotion towards the Lord, so trying to make the Lord happy. In the doing all bhajana, kirtana, upasana, this should be understood very deeply in the heart as more important than these things. That's called virakti. Then in the interest or while wanting to do that bhakti sadhana, all these attachments from the heart we remove, but in the vyavahara, the required amount of whatever kindness, compassion, love, performing duties, all these continue. Because as long as we are alive in the deha, in the world outside, we have to do sincerely, genuinely, truly what we have to do. Otherwise, the system in the world gets disturbed. People will get misguided by such people. So, virakti should happen in the heart. Outside, let the world be dealt with the way according to the dharma. But inside, clear. Why virakti? Because I want the higher. These are all lower. So, too, at the intellectual level, how much ever the worldly informations we gather, we may call it as knowledge, none of that satisfies us. But when the knowledge of the self, that I am the self, is thoroughly, deeply, after contemplation is understood, and there the knowledge of self or knowing self is being self, when that is gained, nothing more is there to be gained, nothing more is there to be known. Therefore, in search of that absolute knowledge, outer all informations, knowledges, we should stop seeking. But whatever minimum required for Vivahara, utna to jaan kar hame karna hai. This is how intelligently, tactfully, very well planned we have to conduct in our outer life. We have to continue in our inner sadhana. So there are all the maturities that are mentioned. Nirvinnasya viraktasya. Then Ukta Vedinaha. Ukta Vedina, the one who understood the above said 7-8 techniques by which the mana is brought to Nischalata. उक्ता वेदिन मीन जो अभी तक बताया उसको अच्छी तरह समझकर याद रखा है वो बंदा. फोर्थ वन इज चिंतितस्य अनुचिंतया. Is it not? Chintitas anuchinta is so important sadhana in life. If we can really want to help ourselves, a best advice that can be given by anybody matured is this: do the chintana of that which is worthy of. Don't do the chinta of that which is not worthy. And except the Paramatatva, nothing is worthy of chintana. In fact, the chintana of anything other than Paramatma is chinta only. It leads to chinta because it's unreal. Because it is धोखेदाड़ी हो तो cheating वाला हो. Go into the world, invest some money in a business, somebody else cheats us. But in spirituality, when from within ourselves, when we think about the world, that chinta or chintana cheats me only, so I cheat myself there. When I am thinking about the world, I am cheating myself. Nobody is there to cheat. I am cheating myself. Why? Just by thinking about the world. Why? It's not worthy. Why? It's not real. Then by thinking only, it is given the status of reality. By imagining only, it is appearing, looking to be beautiful. And because of that only, desire is coming. Because of that, you are running. Then you are disappointed. You think it's permanent, it is not permanent. You think it's a continuous sukha, it is not so. You think it's always with you, it is not there with you. So who told? No sweet said that you eat me, I will give you sukha. The sweet says, I will give you sweetness. That is natural. That I will give to everyone. It's not sukha. We imagine in it. So I imagine sukha in sweet, so I run behind. Somebody imagines sukha in some hot, they run behind that. These all are our thinkings, our chintas. We call as chintana. But it is not chintana, it's chinta that binds us. Therefore, that is not chintita, means worthy of thinking. Then what is worthy of thinking only is what's my real nature, or what is the truth behind the world, and how the Paramatma is seemingly imagined as this world. How this imagination are jadoo. The jadugar plays the jadoo on the people around, the magician. Of this samsara is such that I am the jadugar and I am playing the magic on myself. I am only bound. How this bondage is happening to me by my own self, because in my life nobody else is there. Nobody can be there. First of all, life means inside the mind. In my mind, how can anybody enter? Nobody enters. In the mind, all are my own mind's thoughts. So how, with what way, where am I going wrong? In my emotions, in my non-understandings, in my immaturities, that I am playing jadoo on myself and I am cheating myself. I am deluding myself. And how to come out of it? This is called a chintitasya anuchinta. We have, each one of us must enter and stay in this zone for at least few years. The zone of thinking for ourselves as to how we fell into this bondage and how we have to come out. That's how whole Vivek Chudamani, ko nama bandha, katamesha agataha, katam pratisthasya, katam vimokshaha, ko savanatma. Same Arjuna asks, atakena prayuktoyam papam chariti purushaha. Everywhere you can see a genuine person asks the Guru, how I am fallen into bondage, Guru, how I can come out. Guru gives the tips. So this is how you allowed the Rajo Tamoguna inside you to get too much activated, and in that the imagination, then the attachment, then desire, then running behind, getting kicked or getting disappointed or getting cheated, all that are happening. It's just like a dream. The whole world is created there. I do all the things, we get kicked or fail there. When you wake up, all that was my own mind's creation. Nobody were there to cheat me. I only got cheated myself. In the same way, this is how, in that zone of thinking for me, how I am binding myself. How to come out of those bondages. We have to spend sufficient time. At the psychological level, at the Vyavahara level, we are talking. Spiritual level, we go to the Guru, we study Shastra. Then the Chintita Vastu is Parabrahma. How to do the Chintana of it and how to do the Anuchintana of it, they teach us. Chintana is the techniques given to contemplate. Anu means continuously we have to be in that only. As I gave you the example other day, those are too much interest in cell phone TV. The moment class over, they go for it. कोई लोग खाने पे इंटरेस्ट है, द मोमेंट क्लास इज ओवर दे गो फॉर इट. इन द सेम वे अनुचिंतन, चिंतित वस्तु का अनुचिंतन करने वाले, The moment their obligation works are over, they go into the chintana. How long I have done, what far I have reached, how far I have reached, then what is next to be contemplated. So these first prakarana of Mandukya I studied. Now the second Vaitatya. Or the third chapter of Gita understood Karma Yoga. Now what is Jnana Karma Ka Sannyas? Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga. Let me think about it. Or the sixth Prashnopanad, first one I studied. Ankatopanad, Prathama Valli over in this. This is how Nachiketa says, I want only that. Now the second one, Shreya Preyaha. So Chintitaha Anuchinta is always back to your main work of contemplation on the truth. Always back to it. That ability we have to create in us. It won't come just like that. It is not bought in market. It won't even come by anybody else's helper. You may ask Guru and Bhagwan to grace you, bless you. They will bless you by saying Tathastu. But we have to put our effort and find our interest in that and thus involve in it. Chintitasya, which is very tough. Unless we stop Chintana of the world, Paramatma Chintana will not. That is why Nirvinnasya Viraktasya, it is said earlier. Nirvinnasya Viraktasya Uktavedina Purushasya eva is possible to do Chintitasya Anuchintana. When we go on doing this long time, then only Mana gives up its Dauratmya. What is the Duratmata of the Mana? Coming out of this Samadhi Sthiti, entering to Vyuthana Sthiti. In the Vyuthana, the Mana has Jagra Sapna Avastha. In these two avasthas, when it is so tired, exhausted, it goes into Bija Avastha of the Nidra. All these Jagra Sapna Sushupti, which belong to the Antakarana, Chitta and Mana, this is its Dauratmya. Why it is Dauratmya? Because of that only we are not able to go to the fourth Turiya Avastha of our own Atmanubhuti. So all those pressures, forces of the Mana, which are there in the Mana, because of which so much importance is given to these three avasthas, not able to reach the ultimate, that is called Dauratmya, Mana Tyajati. Mana gives up all that when we do these four sadhanas of Nirvinna, Viraktaha, Uktavedina and Chintita Anuchintakaha. So that's how, like a highly evolved scientist, like a deep research doing person, inquirer, or a person who is searching for the huge treasure, we have to study the Shastras, especially such type of portions. Very clearly, very deeply, very exhaustively, very completely. Oh, then as I am speaking to you, while speaking to you, me, and while listening to me, you, at this time only we have to become so acutely concentrating. Then note down the points. Oh, this is what I have to do on the seat of contemplation. I have done my upasanas or puja or japa. Those things I will continue doing, but they are not the goals. They are only to use to bring the mind to some quietness and purity. But that quiet and pure mind I have to employ in this type of contemplation, which takes me across the mind. That truth it reveals to me. ऐसे हमको भावनाएं बनाते ही जाना है. Be in that zone only, be in that particular track only we have to be. But miss the track and come on into the track of mind or Maya, again the world with all its attractions, enchantments, temptations, they just pounce and attack on us. They pull us. You know that? Then, when कुत्तों को अगर पत्थर मिल जाता है, कैसे वो नोच नोच कर एक दूसरे लड़ते हुए खाते हैं, उस तरह से the Maya will pull us with so many things and the sadhaka in us gets killed. Let us not go. Just be in this track only. Study, contemplation, anything you will miss or lack or feel lonely or all that, just pray to the Lord to be with you. Go through those temporary moods of the mind. They are not permanent. As we develop deep devotion to the Lord, we enjoy the love to the Lord million times more than this useless attachment to the people. So all that goes away, never mind. But keep on chintitasya anuchinta. Chintitasya anuchinta. Chintitasya. Fill the heart with that. And so near to the self we reach that it's so conspicuous and obvious that we have experienced it. Once we experience it, we come to the world only to share that. We don't talk anything else like Gurudev and all masters. They only talk what is the liberation, what is the truth, what is reality, what is divinity. They are with ones, tens, hundreds, thousands of people in hundreds of programs in and through all of that. Nothing of the people or the world touches them. And to all the people, what they teach is what they have tasted, the nectarine immortal bliss of the self. That is Jivan Mukti Anantaram. That is after the Utthanam or Darshanam or after having experienced the Bhagavan. But before that, These are the sadhanas. So in every shloka, if you see, so kind, compassionate Bhagwan is going on guiding us. Now in the next mantra, which is the last one, exhaustively Bhagwan told us the importance of all these three sadhanas. And the fourth one, you rise above. What are the three sadhanas? One, Yamadibhera Yoga Pathaihi. Never underestimate them. Spend 1-2 years. We will do that. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we are going to study very soon. I may do it in India or English only. Let us see. Kabam padenge. Very soon it will start within maybe toward the end of this year. Once these major texts are over, we will do that. So Yamadivir Yoga Pataihi means in that indicated Yoga Marga where Chitta Vritti Nirodha is the purpose, and the purpose of that one is Tada Drashtu Swarupi Avasthanam, in which the three techniques of sadhanas are given. In those three techniques, in one technique there are 8 steps, in the second technique there are 2 steps, in the third technique there are 3 steps. In the first technique, the 8 steps are Yamaniyama Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi. These are the Ashtanga Yoga in one Yoga Marga. Second is 2-stepped Wala. That's called Abhyasa Vairagyam Tannirodha. Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha. The third one talked about was Tapaswadhyaya Ishwara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. So these are the 3 techniques that are given in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. 3 techniques of sets. One is 8 things set, second is set of 2, third is set of 3. So Yamadevir Yoga Patai means this. There is Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishwara Pranidhanani. He will explain what is Tapaha, what is Swadhyaya, what is Ishwara Pranidhana. So to Abhyas kya hai, Vairagya kya hai, he says. So to what are the Ashtanga Yoga? All that. Ashtanga Yoga is one path. One page, it will reach you to Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Okay, if then the second one is Abhyasa Vairagya. Third one is these 3 things. Ishwara Pranidhana, Tapaswadhyaya. In this, all the ultimate is Tapaswadhyaya, Ishwara Pranidhana. Those who cannot do that, for them Abhyasa Vairagya. And those who cannot do even this, to the third level of people, this is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is very lower. It is not the highest. Highest is Tapaswadhyaya, Ishwara Pranidhana. In the Tapaha, giving up everything. In Swadhyaya, only thinking about the self. In Ishwara Pranidhana, total surrender to him to give the result of darsana of Paramatma. In Abhyasa Vairagya, we are going on thinking about the negative of the world. By that, the Vairagya is gained, and you are struggling to focus the mind on the Lord by variety of sadhana of Japadi. And in Ashtanga Yoga, it's a big struggle of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. ये सब लगाते ही जाना पड़ेगा. And those who have done is Ashtanga for a long time, slowly they enter into Abhyasa Vairagya. Then they enter into the Tapaswadhyaya Ishwara Pranidhana. So, I'm just giving a hint what Bhagavan is meaning by saying Yamadivir Yoga Pathaihi. So, we have to taste that for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. This is how, especially those who want to deeply do sadhana, those who can afford to do the sadhana for next 10 years, for them this is advice. Come from backside. So you just give 4 years for your ultimate Jnana Marga. Then before that, 2 years for Bhakti, 2 years for Ashtanga Yoga, next 2 years Karma Yoga. 10 साल, 5 साल है तो उसको आधा करो. 2 साल हाँ तत्व चिंतन के अलावा और कुछ नहीं. Before that 1 year only Bhakti sadhana. Before that 1 year Ashtanga. 1 year is Karma Yoga. अब उतना टाइम नहीं है, 4 साल है, तो then drop Karma Yoga. Straight away start understanding thoroughly and involve in Ashtanga Yoga for 1 year, which is very essential. Yoga Marga. Then 1 year you spend in Upasana, Puja, Anusthana, so much. Din Raat, Bhagavan ka jab, Kirtan, Bhajan. Make the Lord parishan. By all these things. He should get frustrated and come to you and say, क्या चाहिए इतने क्यों पीछे बढ़ रहे हो? मैं कुछ नहीं, मैं अपने लिए कर रहा हूँ, तू अपने काम कर. मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ? You are disturbing me so much. Tell me what you want. अच्छा, anyway, you give me jnana and mukti. Yeah, ठीक है, I am sending you the guru. No, don't get distracted. Forget about the whole world. Life is all this natak. ऐसा चलता ही रहता है. Now the tattva chintana. There Shravana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasana, Shravana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasana, Shravana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasana. Other than these 3, nothing. Then why will not the touch of the self-experience happen? It will definitely happen. So Yamadivir Yoga Patahi, and other 2 things already I said now. Second one is what? Anvikshikya cha Vidyaya. The Vidya, Anvikshiki, Anvikshiki matlab, truth is very interesting, the word is looking at that which is looking at everything all the time. That's called Anvikshiki. Iksha. Is it not in the morning class in one of the text we saw? Bhagavan, Lokadhyaksha. Swaprabhaya Lokan Nirantaram Darshati Lokan Nirantaram Janati iti Loka Adi Akshaha. Not president of the world. Lokadhyaksha means. Lokadhyaksha means with his own Chaitanya Sarupa, who is aware of everything of this world. That is called as Lord. So there is one conscious principle which is conscious, aware of everything. To that consciousness we are trying to see. And in our effort to see that consciousness, we go very near to it. The more we want to see it, the more near we go to it. And in the final effort to see it, we become so near to it that we jump into that. It is like the river wanting to know the ocean. Is it not? It runs, goes closer, nearby, jumps into the ocean to become one with it. Is it not? There's no seeing or knowing the ocean. It is being one with the ocean. So, to trying to see or know that consciousness, which is seeing everything, is the twofold anvikshiki. That when we effort, we go on doing, that leads to that I am the seer behind all the seen. Then there is nothing called as seen. Therefore, seenless seer I am. I am Drushyaraita Drashta, that is Drukswarupaha. That is Shuddha Kevala Ekamevadvaya Chaitanya Sarupa. And all those Upanishads which teach about this is Anvikshiki, Vidya. And all our logics or thinkings, contemplations which we do to arrive at the concluding our to arrive to the conclusion that the truth alone is reality, like Mandukya Upanishad Adi, all of them are Anvikshiki Vidyas. Then this real Anvikshiki Vidya is when we withdraw from the world, sit on the seat of contemplation, and there we, whatever theory understood, deeply when we are contemplating, practicing inside, that is Anvikshiki. And finally, we become one with that. I am Shuddha Chit Swarupoham, Jnana Swarupoham. This is the second sadhana. First is yoga. Yoga dharana. Okay? Yamadivir yoga pataihi. Second is Anvikshikya Vidya. Third one, Mama Upasana Archana Virva. Mama Archa Upasana Virva. The third sadhana is always Mama Archa and Mama Upasana. Mama means Bhagavan in Rupa. Saguna Rupaga Archa Karta Upasana. In that Archana, we are doing all variety of prakriyas, of Abhishekas, the Ashtotras, even Yajna all. When we do them, we should feel the presence of Lord more and more in us. We should be feeling very nearness to Him. That feeling, when it comes, it's called Upasana. Through Archa, the Upasanatva to the Lord is experienced more and more. Like we are doing the Archana of our classes morning, evening. Therefore, we feel the Upasana of it. Means what? We always remember the time आते ही class याद आता है. I imagine, मेरे को तो यही होता है 24 घंटे. The moment I finish my class in 1 o'clock, the only thing in mind is class at 6. Which subjects? What is there to be discussed? And the evening class is over 9 o'clock. Then again immediately before sleep, अच्छा सुबह class है फिर से. We are doing Archana, therefore it is becoming Upasana. Mama Archopasana Virva. So keep the Archa Murti of Vishnu Murti, Lord Krishna, and do all Dhyana Mahavanasana Padhyargasana Snanopani, all that. Then Ashtotras, all Krishna and Vasudeva Namaha. Then while doing so, feel the Lord in the idol more and more. Then from the idol, feel His presence in the heart more and more. So first do the outer upasana or archana, then do the manasika, then feel His presence more and more, more and more. And while doing the darshan of the Lord in the murti or in the heart, while doing all archana upasana to Him, all the other illusory, delusory involvements in the world, they go away. They should go away. Then all this puja archana either prepares us for the meditation or prepares us for total surrender, by which the Lord decides our destiny, taking us to His own abode called as Salokya Ityadi. But we have to do it. Mama Archa Upasana Bhirva. These are the three techniques by which Manaha Yogyam Smaret. The mind will remember the Yogya Vastu. This is the what I said in 23rd Shloka, Chintitasya. So Chintita Vastu ko kaise chintan karna? If that is a question after listening 23rd mantra, in the 24th, these are the three things said. Through Yamadevi Yogapatahi, through Anvikshiki, through Mama Archana Upasana Vir, Mama Archa Upasana Virva, Manaha Yogyam Smareto Na Anyai. Now, more important than these long listed three things is the fourth one, that Na Anyai. Means what? Other than these three, the mana should not do smarana of anything else. If it does it, then it will miss to do the smarana of the yogyam. Slowly from that mind, the karma bhakti, the Ashtanga yoga goes away. Hope you are catching it. You have to do the chintana of the chintita vastu. For doing that, use this Ashtanga yoga, use your jnana marga, use bhakti marga. Other than that, there's no way for do the chintana of the chintita vastu. Still, if the mind is active, then it is doing the chintana of the achintita vastu. That's what we were doing from millions of life. Again, the same world, same things, same beings, same relativities, same again getting bound through all the variety of the raga, dvesha, adi. You understand? Everything else is ayogyam only for the mana to do chintana. To this conviction, we have to come. That's the biggest struggle for any seeker. Otherwise, what will happen? He will enjoy so much in the worldliness that he will never rise above it even to think that there is some spiritual goal. Even if spiritual goal somebody is liking or deserving or desiring to achieve, still his mana's habit of doing chintana of the unworthy thing will never allow him to go for it. So, as much a training we give ourselves to do the chintana of the chintita, by doing so, we have to slowly also see mind is no more doing the chintana of the unwanted. Nanyai yogyam manah smaretu. Nanyai. In this Nanyai means the karma marga. Karma marga, not karma yoga, but karma for the karma phala. In these three, the individuality is dissolved to experience the infinite self. In the other one, the karma marga, the individuality is strengthened and his phalasaktis are strengthened. In his karma is strengthened, he goes from one life to the other continuously. Then it is not sadhana, it is samsara. So, isme mat fasna. That is what Bhagavan wants to say. Now come some important guidance from the Lord. Very, very important things Bhagavan tells. As I was saying on the day one, this is the chapter in which so many most relevant things for we who are in the middle portion of sadhana. Means what? Neither achieved the ultimate vairagya jnanam nor totally fully into the world. For us, where we are getting so much tortured within us, for us these two tips are given by the Lord. One is in 25th shloka, second is 27 and 28. We will touch upon this little bit. First 25th mantra. Yadi kuryat pramadena yogi karma vigarhitam yogenaiva dahedam haha nanyat tatra kadachana. See, yadi kuryat pramadena yogi karma vigarhitam. Yogi is the karma yogi, jnana yogi, bhakti yogi, through that paramatma yogi. Though we are doing spiritual sadhana, but because of some strong, inevitable, unavoidable reasons, we the yogis or bhaktas or sadhakas do some vigarhita karma, some bad activities which are contrary to sadhana. Some cheatings, some indulgences, some crimes, some papa. विगरहित कर्म कुछ भी संसार में फंसाने वाला कर्म, पाप कर्म मेनली, हो जाता है because we have not mastered our equipments fully well, nor we are deeply into that meditation. तो बीच में है, कोई भी मनस्थिति के कारण कहो, परिस्थिति के कारण कहो, vigaritam karma may happen through us. Then what to do? First thing is what? Don't justify it. On the other hand, feel so bad about it. Clear? Then not to do that karma vigaraha again. Terribly punish yourself. This is called as paschatapa prayaschitta. Paschatapa is feeling so bad about for doing something wrong. Then prayaschitta is not to commit it again, taking some stern steps of punishment to ourselves. Clear? Now comes most important. What we so far listen in the entire world's literature is we should do the prayaschitta by this sort of punishments. Some sort of variety of punishments they give us, which are called prayaschitta. In some other places, they don't give prayaschitta, but for the atonement, they give some or the other type of techniques. है ना? What are the techniques they do? they ये दान करो, ये पूजा करो, या इस तरह से पैदल आप पहाड़ पे चढ़ो, then तुम्हारा पाप साफ हो जाएगा. Is it not? Here, Bhagavan is saying, instead of all that, though they are also recommended by Shastra only. Shastras are given by the Rishi Muni Guru only. But something better also is there than them. What is that? The most beautiful thing Bhagavan says is, Yogena eva dahedamha. That papa, you burn it again by your these adhyatmika sadhanas only. Means what? Don't do the usual prayaschitta karma. Means what? Prayaschitta karma will remove the sin, no doubt. But then you have not moved toward the self or the ultimate goal even a little. Therefore, you just do the sadhana as prayaschitta. Yogena eva dahedamha. He nowhere find this type of guidance or direction given. भगवान यहाँ कहते हैं, you intensify your own sadhanas more and more. Thus, you do the atonement for whatever vigarhita karma you have done en route by mistake. It's like in the school, a teacher, a boy did not do the homework. होमवर्क नहीं किया तो उसको हाथ में डंडे से मारना, बेंच पे खड़ा करना, then making him stand outside and kneel down in the sun. These are all called as the prayaschitta karma given to that fellow. But what here Krishna says is, don't do that. Then what? Give that fellow the same homework to be done 5 times. जो उसने किया नहीं, अब जिंदगी भर नहीं करेगा होमवर्क, उससे क्या होगा? That laziness of not doing homework goes away because he did it 5 times. Next time he'll be careful, and because he did 5 times, he developed concentration, and the subject also he got it. An intelligent teacher should do this only. As I told you yesterday only, though that example is absolutely unrelated to this. When the festivals come, the festival day is the holiday from the routine work, and not that holiday we should go and indulge in the bhoga. You take half from the routine work and do the upasana of the Lord with more fervor and devotion. For that the festival is. छुट्टी करके घर ऑफिस का ये काम छोड़ दिया और घर में खा पी के सो गए, that is not a celebration of festival. If Janmashtami comes, holiday is given to school and office, means school and office ka routine work is given a holiday, but that day in the school all the children do celebrate the Janmashtami. In the office all the staff should celebrate Janmashtami. That is why the festivals are given. But how many of us do? So too birthday. The birthday comes means how many years I have wasted so far, further I will not waste. To recommit ourselves, the birthday is remembered. Not that celebrating and enjoying, doing nothing. These are all wrong concepts. And on the day of birthday, mother and father should be worshipped and served, not this stupid fellow. What did he do for his birth? उसको क्या कर रहे हो? He is born to the mother who bore him for 9 months, this buffalo को. She is the one who carried and had the pains and gave it. तो इसके बर्थडे पे माता जी को पूजा कर रहे हैं, not this fellow. इसका करना है जब ये कुछ अच्छा बनेगा तो. But these are all some funny things. Okay, it's see, reminding him that you have entered this to our life and into this world, so we are happy with you. But that has become a different tracked practice, no? Already the fellow is full of freedom and licentiousness. And on the day of birthday, और भी दे दिया. These are all wrong concepts I am telling you. How the entire world is following. Here also, we are in the karma, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga marga. While doing so, because of some temptation, some vasana, some pressure, some dushta karma we have done. That is what here mentioned as vigarahitam karma. How to do the atonement for that? There are many, many prayaschitta karmas mentioned in Shastra. But for the sadhaka, doing the Adhyatmic sadhana vigorously, more intensely, alone is a prayaschitta, because that will take you to the next step. Bhagavan says, Yogena eva amha dahetu. Amha means that papam. Dahet means to be burnt. And Bhagavan says, Anyat tatra kadachana. And never ever involve in any other thing which will not add to your sadhana. So in the upasana karma mein hai hum, mano, to archana, upasana. So some papa is done. Why did you do that papa? Because the mind involved in that. Why the mind involved in that? Because the time you spared for it. Therefore, without sparing time and mind, today you do the upasana 2 times extra, 3 times as an atonement. For 10 days, 15 days, extra karo. Just like as I told you, when the child is given the homework, if it has not done, उसका ही जो भी कहते हैं 5 बार 10 बार करो करके, same way when we involve in our sadhana more and more, हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. There is another danger. You know why Bhagavan says this is, when the atonement is done by other prayaschitta, then always a thought will come, anyway I am habituated to do the prayaschitta, therefore I will again commit the same sin. That type of temptation comes. That is in other religion possible, not in our Hinduism. In Hinduism, we don't every day commit sin and once in a week go and confess in front of the Lord. Bhagavan, I did all papa, kshama karo, so that I'll continue 7 more and again come. 7 days more. No, absolutely not. Our religion doesn't promote it. We have to rise above the papa. Why? How? By not giving a chance even little bit also. Even our Hinduism also, go and take dubki in Gangaji, all the papa will go away, again you can restart. These are all only told to us to give a confidence, not to lose so total confidence and get commit suicide or do something wrong. जिंदगी जीना है बाबा, वो बचाने के लिए कहते हैं, but the people have taken it as a beautiful excuse only. It's like I'll take double triple insulin but I will not leave my sweets. It's a बेवकूफी है वो. I'll have my double BP tablet but I'll eat all namkin shamkin. You are understanding this? How these methods of prayaschitta will empower us to do more sadhana, more papa. Will unnecessarily tempt us to do more papa. Is it not? Like everywhere. No, I'm talking 1 or 2. अब ज़्यादा बात करूँगा डिटेलली एग्जाम्पल से तो मुझे फंसाएंगे लोग, इसलिए मैं नहीं ज़्यादा बोलता हूँ. सब जानते हैं हम. Just like if somebody is habituated to bribe the bank or the officers, to get his own certificate signed and all, then the system becomes so corrupt, no? मैं ये पाप करूंगा, like I'll not have license for driving car, but I'll give 100 rupees, 200, 500 to the traffic police. So this is not the right way, na? Ki I am able to do the prayaschitta that way, therefore I can commit the sin. Don't the youngsters talk like that? कि बेटा हेलमेट लगाओ, लाइसेंस लगाओ, कोई भाई पापा पुलिस में जानता हूँ 100 रुपए दे दे, चुप हो जाते. देखो, The disease which starts at one place, China, spreads all over the world. In the same way, this type of finding the prayaschitta spreads all over the world to make the papa more and more done. Is it not? That way, sometime, when the crimes become too much, the punishments also to become so bigger, then only the people may come under some control. No, I'm just relatively only telling. This is not my final opinion and all. Our final opinions are only spiritual based. Sometime, the other day you saw in that Saudi Arabia, 86 people or 88 are hung to death one day only. 28 लोगों को फांसी दी थी एक ही दिन. It's surprising. It's a record in the world. And then it is done. Some have killed the women, killed the children, all that. No, if some serious stern punishments are not given, people take it for granted, no? Is it not happening in India that punishments are not there because you can go on applying in higher and higher courts and thus you can 30, 40, 50 years, you can escape even after doing the crime. This is the thing because people are not afraid of the Papa. No, these are all very social and every aspect उसमें है, but थोड़ा टच किया हूँ मैं आपको कैसा पूरा सिस्टम करप्ट होता है. Now, our subject is not to worry too much of system, though we are a part of it, we have our own responsibility. More importantly, our responsibility is to ourselves. So, Bhagavan very strongly why he brought this topic logic here. Ki even if some mistake is done by you, your sadhana you should not get distracted from. Rather, even that mistake you have to encash for sadhana only. By intensifying sadhana, that's how you do the parayaschitta, not involve in anything which encourages you to do more papa. I am understanding that subtle thought. Yogena eva dahedam ha. And then na anyat tatra kadachana. Don't depend on any other prayashchittas. There are so many prayashchitta. When dana karma karo और कुछ करो ये पाप साफ होता है ये जो किया है. But उसमें साधना कहाँ हुआ? Dana is not sadhana. Dana is only preparation to come out of lobha. Sadhana is only what is mentioned here. The sadhana of all, purpose of all sadhana is quietening the mind, transcending the mind, knowing the truth. When you give dana, where is the quietening of mind is done? उसका इसका संबंध ही नहीं है. You understand the dana karma, the upavasa karma, the vratas. If you do it for quietening the mind, then only they are sadhana. If they are done for removing the papa or getting punya, it is not sadhana. Remember, punya papa is not sadhana. Dharma dharma is not sadhana. Sadhana is that by doing which we are knowing the truth or the Lord. That alone is sadhana. Yogena iva dahedam ha nanya tatra kadachana. And this specifically for people like Uddhava and all of us who want to only do sadhana and grow. Even for us, in between mistakes happen. Intensify your sadhana. योग से ही उसको आप जला दो और कर्म और आपके अष्टांग भक्ति ज्ञानियों को बढ़ाते हुए. Don't leave that path. Anyway, you left that and did some mistake. And for the prayaschitta, again you have to leave this sadhana and do something else. Again another papa, another slowly पश्चाताप प्रायश्चित पापा. ये तीनों में जन्म पूरा जाएगा. साधना में जाते ही नहीं हम. This point I liked so much. See, yadi kuryat pramadena means inadvertently, because he was not alert. He was not fully in that Shuddha Sattva Guna of stopping that Garhita karma to happen through him. Pramad se ho gaya. यदि कुर्यात प्रमादेन योगी कर्म विगरहितम. साधना में रहने वाला प्रमाद का कारण, प्रमत्तता के कारण, एब्सेंट माइंडेडनेस के कारण, और प्रमाद मेनली इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज फॉरगेटिंग द गोल. प्रमादो मृत्युरीत्याह भगवान ब्रह्मणस्तुतः. द वन ऑफ न प्रमादाद अनर्थोन्यः मुमुक्षोः अपराधिषु. In Vedanta, pramada is falling from our forgetting the goal and falling from our effort of identifying with the self to the identification with the dehadi. That's called as Vedantic pramada. Na pramadad anarthahanya mukshoho aparadishu. There is no anartha, dangerous danger than For a mumukshu, then falling to the identification of the dehadi means forgetting that I am the self. No, that's a very deep subject. No, I'm not going into that. That will be taught when we study Vivek Chodamani, if the Lord gives time. But here we are using the word the pramada, we are explaining. By mistake, by pramada, vigarita karma is done. You burn it by only yogena. Your own three yogas, Ashtanga yoga, Bhakti yoga and Jnana yoga से ही. बट इन तीनों से उसका पश्चाताप प्रायश्चित नहीं हुआ, then leave it to the Lord, let him give any punishment. Go through that punishment, even while doing so, do your sadhana only. This is a very crucial, very important point it is. Otherwise, we get the habit of doing papa and doing prayaschitta. Papa prayaschitta. That's a very bad life it is. It's not a yogi's life. It is not a sadhaka's life. Clear? This is what one doubt we have. It is cleared. While I am doing my sadhana, by some pramada, even the mistakes happen, what I should do. Earlier, what was told was do this or that prayaschitta. But not what Bhagavan is teaching us now is because we have become sincere seekers, no? So, in the name of, for the sake of that prayaschitta, also you do your yoga sadhanas only. Intensify your, if you are upasaka, upasana. If you are Ashtanga yogi, do the Chittavritti Nirvada more. And also Jnana yogi, contemplate more time on this truth to the self. In the pursuit of that only, let this praschatapa for prayaschitta for this sin is done. And also, you are intensifying your sadhana. Therefore, these loopholes or these gaps will not be there again to repeat that pava karma. देखो, very good thought it is. I hope you got it. Now, next one. Now, he is answering the main question which is asked by Uddhava in the beginning. यहाँ थोड़ा बताएंगे toward the end of chapter और एक बार बताएंगे. He says, स्वे स्वेधिकारे या निष्ठा सगुणः परिकीर्तितः कर्मणां जात्यशुद्धानाम् अनेन नियमः कृतः गुणदोषविधानेन संगानां त्याजनेच्छया. Be careful to listen this entire thing. He says, Sve Sve Adhikare Ya Nishtha Saguna Parikirtita. Okay. Earlier, because of our Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, we are divided into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And according to those Varnas, we were given different duties. This is what we went on studying. This is all to enter from samsara into sadhana. Once we come into sadhana, we are sadhaka. As a sadhaka, the decision about our identity is no more based on the guna is equal to Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Varna. Here also, our identity is revealed based on the guna only, but not as the Varnas. Then what? As Bhakti Yogi or Ashtanga Yogi or Jnana Yogi. That is called Svesvedikare Anishta. Sagunaha Parikartitaha. Therefore, you whatever the sadhana you have the adhikara for it, having nishtha to perform that is called as gunaha. You know what Uddhava's question was there? Shastras only told us about guna and dosha. And guna vidhi के रूप में करना है, दोष प्रतिषेध के रूप में छोड़ना है. And if the gunadosha vidhana, which is said according to vidhi pratyeda in the shastra is given up, then shastra is denied, then moksha is denied. Then what to follow? Same Shastra says Gunadosha ke hisab se jiyo. Same Shastra says go beyond Gunadosha. I was in Brahma. I am in Brahma. Please answer me. This was the question of Uddhava. Is it not? He said no. Ki nigamena apavadascha vidaya itiha Brahmaha. So Bhagavan, after giving all the thesis, now he is saying, when you are not a sadhaka, you are a person in this world, one part of the world, a citizen of the globe. There, for you not to become liability to the world, for you not to get punished by the world, you are given set of duties as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, depending on gunas. These Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Varna and the dharmas are only Vyavaharika dharma for you to protect yourself from the world, and the world is protected from you. In all of them, there is less of the sadhana. दो एक आध बातें उसमें बताएं, but not detailed. It's all more vyavahara than sadhana. But once you become yogi, sadhaka, then you, which natured you are? Emotional type, you are bhakta. Now, why? See, when this question was asked by Uddhavji, Bhagavan did not answer it. Bhagavan straight away said, I gave three paths. And for Jnani, this marga, for Karma Yogi, this marga, for the Bhakta, is it not? Remember? Now he is connecting that first answer of him to this point, which again is answer to the question of Uddhavji. So इस तरह से भगवान ऐसे पूरा मिलाकर आंसर दे रहे. So in the Vyavahara, the gunas decide Varna and you act. Chado Varna and all. And what not to be done also is said. So there the Guna Dosha Vichara is that way said in the Vyavahara. But when you become sadhaka, the Guna Dosha is depending on your temperament. If you are emotional, you are bhakti sadhaka. You are very highly intellectual, you are jnana margi. And you have a lot of disturbances in mind, identification of the prakriti, etc. You have the Ashtanga Yoga. And Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga, थोड़ा मिलाकर, क्योंकि शौच संतोष स्वाध्याय तप अहिंसा सत्यम अस्तेय ब्रह्म, ये सारे थोड़ा कर्म योग अष्टांग योग को मिला सकते हैं. वहां कर्म योग कहा, यहाँ अष्टांग योग कह रहे, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं दोनों का. वो डिस्टर्ब्ड माइंड में मत जाना, कंफ्यूजन में. तो स्वे स्वेधिकारे या निष्ठा सगुण परिकीर्तित. Therefore, you are no more a samsari. Thus, for you, the Gunadosha Vichara is not like for the ordinary people. You are a sadhaka. Therefore, for you, the Gunadosha Vichara is from the sadhana drushti. Here, in fact, there are no doshas, only guna. What are the guna? Whatever is adhikara, according to that, path of sadhana mein tum nishtha rakho. That is guna. Sve sve adhikare yanishta saha guna parikirtita. So, I am emotional. So I am having a emotional mind, then my nishtha should be in bhakti. Therefore, practicing bhakti is guna for me. My nishtha means antakarana is vichara margi. So therefore, for me the path is jnana. Doing jnana marga is guna for me. So being in jnana, matlab having the sharpness of intellect, going for emotional bhakti is dosha. Here this dosha is not in terms of papa. Here dosha means you are acting contrary to your nature. Therefore, you will not get fulfillment in your sadhana. So to your emotional type, so instead of doing bhakti sadhana, you involve in deep Vedanta, then it is dosha. Therefore, you involve in this one and it takes. And both are in general complement to each other. That discussion is different. Here we are analyzing what Bhagavan's teachings to us. Guna dosh ka answer jo de rahe. So when I am doing Jnana Marga, Bhakti helps me. When I am in Bhakti Marga, Jnana helps. Totally giving up and going is won't fit to you. It will not help you. Why? Why it not help your intellectual type? Then in Bhakti you should not ask anything. जो बताए उपासना करते जाओ. Every time why question will come. Then you will not enjoy the devotion. So you are a devotee, emotional type. And in intellection of the Jnana Marga, you have to ruthlessly cut asunder all relativities, identification. अभी emotional बंदे को सब छोड़ने को जरूरत नहीं होता. He is holding on to Tameva Mata Tapita Tameva. He is in this miserable feeling. You tell him about you are Brahman, नहीं हो सकता. That is how it won't help you. From that standpoint, word guna or word dosha is used. So you discuss with the Guru. And I tell you, though, this is specifically said for the predominant mentality people. In general, all of us are such mentality कि हमको चारों चीजों की जरूरत है. कर्म योग, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग, अष्टांग. Only after reaching to certain level of conviction about the goal and purity, then you can. Like up to graduation, education is same for everyone. Thereafter, you will use the specialization at the graduation or +2 तक. Is it not? Up to that सबको समान. बाद में फिर engineering, arts, commerce, whatever it is. This is one. So, the first point is this. Your sadhana is To be pakka depending on your adhikara and nishtha. That is guna. Second line is very crucial. Listen carefully. Karmanam jati ashuddhanam anena niyamak. Very essential. Means what? The karma by nature it is ashuddhi. Why? Because in Gita also it says, sadoshamapi natyajet. सर्वारंभा ही दोषेण धूमेनाग्नि रिवावृता असभुक्त बुद्धि सर्वत्र जितात्मा विगत स्पृह नैष्कर्म्य सिद्धिं परमां संन्यासेनाधिगच्छति. The 52 or 53 श्लोक of 18th chapter. सहजम कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेतु. Karma should never give up, should be never given up, though it is by birth dosha yukta. By birth it is dosha yukta, the karma, because usme you are made as a karta from the pure atma vastu. Then you are forced to do some karma and you are imposed upon with the karma phala. Therefore jati se hi karma शुद्ध है. मैंने कुछ जाति से ही गंदा बुरा बोलते हैं ना, कर्म का जाति ही गलत है क्योंकि इट obstructs the आत्मज्ञानम where the karma is not required. It's only knowing that I am the self. Knowing is being there. And the being is everything. There's no doubt of doing or becoming or getting. So, karmanam jati ashuddhanam anena niyamakritah. So, ये कर्म में ये गुण दोष रूपी ये नियम क्यों किया है? Because according to your nature, when it is vyavahara, there also varnashrama vidhana to protect you. In the sadhana also, विज्ञान साधना भी पहले करना पड़ता है, भक्ति साधना भी करना पड़ता है, अष्टांग योग भी करना पड़ता है. जब करते हो तो कर्म हो गया, कर्म हो गए तो वो दोष है उसमें. लेकिन टू टेक यू अहेड एंड अहेड, दिस कर्म इज गिवन टू यू टू बी डन. बट बाय बर्थ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कर्म इज विद दोष. वन डे वी हैव टू ट्रांसेंड. Now the last line gives the complete answer. Guna dosha vidhanena sanganam tyajana ichchaya. देखो, in vyavahara, once it is decided that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these are the karmas to be done by him, that is guna. These should not be done by him, that is dosha. This is in the vyavahara according to Varna, that also because of gunas. Sattva, Guna. When you come to the sadhana also, because depending on your gunas, you are given bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. As a bhakti yogi, jnana yoga, ashtanga yogi, these are the sadhanas to be done by you. They are guna. They are the sadhanas should not be done by you. That is dosha. Okay? Guna dosha vidhana idhar bhi hai. Yahan vyavaharik karma hai, sadhana karma hai. Now this guna dosha vidhana kyun diya gaya? Point third says, guna dosha vidhanena finally sanganam tyajana ichchaya. Finally to get us detached from our attachment identity with all the karma. कर्म के संग से हमें छुड़ाने के लिए कर्म में गुण दोष था बताकर ये दोषयुक्त कर्म ये मत करो, ये गुणयुक्त कर्म ये करो कहा. इसलिए करो कहा, इसका ये नहीं कि गुण वाले कर्म में भी फंसे रहना. That is why सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य. This is the heart of the Upanishad, Shastras. This is the heart of the Guru's words. This is the heart of Adhyatmic sadhana. Because ultimately what we have to do is stop all doing. Then only you become being. You discover the being in you. That's the goal. So wherever ये कर्म दोष कर्म है मत करो, ये कर्म गुण कर्म है करो, ये हमको कर्म में फंसाने के लिए नहीं कहा. फाइनली संगानाम त्यागन इच्छया, कर्म के प्रति जो हमारा संग है उसको छुड़वाने के लिए ये सब गुण दोष विधान है, ना कि और भी फंसाने के लिए. दिस इज द क्रूशियल श्लोक. Because any karma you do, you get the phala, and karma are limited. With the limited karma and karma phala, you will be always limited only. Then when will you reach the unlimited, endless, infinite bliss? It will never come to you. इसलिए even ज्ञान मार्ग में the biggest ज्ञान कर्mas of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana also have to be given up at the last moment. That is why Nagurur Naiva Shishyaha. That's why Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhya, Namedaya, Navahuna Shrutena. All that one day we have to give up. Yamavesha Tena Labhyaha. The purpose of all of them is to make us seek only self, seek only truth, seek only reality, seek only Atma, seek only Paramatma or Brahma. To give us that intensity, all these karmas of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana are told us to be done. Once you are fulfilled in that deepest desire for the truth, ये सभी obstruction है. ये सब कुछ करने का नहीं ना, करते हो तो तुम जीव हो, परमात्मा में कोई कर्ता भोक्ता नहीं है ना. सो संगानाम कर्मणाम संगानाम त्यागनेच्छया. At the final level of being the self, there's no doing, there's no meditation, a verb there. There is no meditator, a known doing the meditation. There's no meditating, there's no jiranda. It is a peculiar experience. It's experience. I am that, that's all. There's an anubhava. There's no karta bhokta. ध्यान करके ध्यान के फल में परमात्मा को अनुभव करता है, ऐसा कर्म नहीं होता उधर. ये बच्चे लोगों के लिए लोअर लेवल में दैट इज व्हाट वी टीच. बट द हायर लेवल जस्ट बीइंग, दैट्स इट. आई एम द बीइंग, दैट्स इट. अहम ब्रह्मास्मि मीन्स आई एम द बीइंग. This is the one. Now the next set of 3 shlokas again talk about another doubt which comes in our mind. While doing sadhana, this problem happens. How to sort it out? Such a beautiful topic it is. Tomorrow we'll touch upon it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Guru. श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुणात्मा राज की जय. चलो वाल्मीकि रामायण.